a beautiful Friday morning. Yes, the last Friday in the month of July. Yes, today is July 31st, and today marks the end of the month. It's been an amazing month, and we thank God Almighty for the privilege to be alive to see the end of the month, and of course, the grace to see the month of August. Yes, 7 months have come and gone, and it's only by the grace of God that we are alive. So it's important that we give thanks to God Almighty for the grace to be able to see this brand new day. Good morning to everyone joining us live on the show this morning, and welcome to Dawn on VOSTV, the show where we keep you informed, educated, and of course enlightened on different issues affecting us in the country, in Edo State, and issues around the country. Destiny our goal. Issues around the country. Destiny our goal.
Good morning, Felicia.
How you doing this morning?
Okay. I'm okay. Let me just say I'm okay. Good morning, viewers.
It's alright. You know when they say that when people say they are they can't drag the K, you know, say the okay, you get comma.
We just hope it doesn't have, but I'm okay. I'm sure okay.
It's alright. It's good to have you on the show this morning.
Same here.
So how has the weather been? I mean, today finally we have sunshine, no rain this morning.
No rain this morning, yes, but there's one thing about Benin weather is it has its own mood swing, so it comes and goes. So let's just hope it won't rain this morning, or today rather.
Yeah, let's just hope it will not rain. But anyway, it's the season for the rain, and thank God we are entering August very soon. So at least we'll have August break, hopefully.
Hopefully.
If you're in Benin, you definitely know what I'm talking about when it has to do with rain. Like this time around, umbrella is not a fashion. Umbrella is a must-have. It's a fashion accessory that as you are going out, you carry your umbrella along. Otherwise, rain will beat you tired. Alright, that's on a lighter note there. That's on a lighter note. Let's now delve into the stories that we are tracking for you this morning. And this story is coming from Benin, right here in Edo State. Yes, talking about a protest that erupted at Utesi community yesterday. Utesi community is a community that is located at Ikpoba, Oha local government area of Edo State. And this particular community houses several industrial Chinese companies where they produce different products from steel, wood, chemicals, and what have you. What happened yesterday was that there was an accident. Yes, a forklift machine happened to have killed one of the Chinese workers. And according to the reports that we are getting, it's alleged that the company tried to cover up the death of this worker. Instead of informing security operatives for them to come take the body, they tried to take the body out of the company without anyone knowing, and the residents of the community later found out, and this led to a protest. There have been several allegations about workers being maltreated in that particular company. The name of the company is Rota Woods. That's the name of the Chinese company. And the situation right now, currently, in that community is really not friendly. Let's take a look at the video.
Police don't allow protest, so police don't allow. Now police and Chinese they keep us for Benin.
Yeah, so that's just a clip from the protest that is going on. There are other videos of angry youths burning down things, but we can't show you that because of YouTube regulations. But currently, the situation in that community is really heightened, whereby angry youths are saying now these companies, we need to shut them down. We previously, that was last year, there have been several inspections in the company to ensure that the company complies to various regulations. However, one of the major grievances from Edo residents is in terms of workers' welfare. There have been several allegations, many allegations concerning how workers are being poorly treated in those companies that is located at Utesi community. And I just want us to talk on it briefly, talking about workers' welfare. I mean, this is something that having companies from other countries coming as expatriate companies in terms of how they treat Nigerian workers. So can we actually say that it's the responsibility of the government to mandate these companies in terms of ensuring workers' welfare? Because the allegations are in those companies there is no medical facilities and their workers are not allowed to even leave the premises.
Workers' welfare in any establishment should be a priority for the establishment, because how you treat your workers or how well you manage your workers will go a long way to determine or in determining how well the workers would in turn manage the affairs of the company. And for every company to operate maximally, it depends mostly on the workers. The management's part is just to give instructions and make sure all instructions are carried out. But the workers that are carrying out the instruction, if they aren't there, the instructions will be laying flat. Now, I boarded a bus sometime, I think it's a long time ago though, like months ago, and the driver, there was a conversation in the bus. The driver and one of the passengers were just conversing about employment. So the driver made mention that he worked at a Chinese company, and he said that for their meal ticket, they are giving this ticket that is daily, and if you convert that money to naira or that ticket to naira, it is 500 naira a day.
500 naira.
When I heard it, I was shocked. I'm like, that's the same 500 naira that you used to buy. You can't use it to buy anything that would sustain you for a long period. So you are telling me that you are giving 500 naira to someone that is literally working 12 hours and is eating once. And their accommodation is poor, very poor. Some of them sleep on trampolines, some of them sleep on bare floors. And the ones that are fortunate enough sleep on mats or bed bugs infested beds. And I'm like, but these are the same persons that put in their efforts day in, day out to make sure that the organization or the establishment keeps running. So workers' welfare is a topmost priority for every organization.
Do you believe in this situation, because this is still a developing story, the company management has not come out to say anything regarding it yet. It's still a developing story. But generally speaking, when it has to do with workers' welfare, do you believe it is mandatory for the government to step in to ensure that every company gives workers the right welfare, or it is the workers who will ensure that whatever they're going into, they have to sign that their welfare is well taken care of, especially when it has to do with private companies, and because this is a private-owned company?
For something to be mandatory, then it means that that's the organization where it will be implemented has to be controlled by who is making the, let me use the word law.
Okay.
Now, Nigeria is a mixed economy. Nigeria operates a mixed economy, both private and government establishments. But for a period of time now, majority of the government establishments are now made public, like they're now PLCs, where private individuals can buy shares and also have a say. But for that Chinese establishment, I won't really say it's a private establishment, because a Nigerian government now can set up something in a country, like let's use Ghana.
Okay.
And the person that will be in charge would automatically be a Nigerian, whosoever that person is. But every policy that is implemented is coming from the country. So to in-house workers, they know that this is not a private establishment, but to the outside public,
They'll feel it's
they'll
a
feel like,
private
oh, it's one man, because they are
establishment.
always seeing the same face.
Okay.
Now, this Chinese establishment, I won't really say it's private, but to us, it is private because we aren't inside. It's only the workers, the Nigerian workers that are inside, that can tell us if it's private or not. But now, the problem here is, for the government coming in, the government can only make ways, like they can only make policies to govern the operation of the establishments outside of the establishments.
Okay.
Okay, let's use Edo State government as an example now. The governor makes a policy that all foreign establishments in the states should make sure their workers, rather their indigenous workers, are well treated.
Taken care of.
Now,
Okay.
is the part of the government has done its part, making the policy, making the law. Now it now falls on the establishment to implement it, and the implementation will have to be in-house implementation. So the government cannot just barge their way into the establishment and start
And
making sure that it will be implemented. But the best they can do is maybe, okay, come to an understanding, like an MOU,
Okay.
sign it, and they will have a representative from the government in the establishment
That will help to
that will
monitor.
help to monitor. Like the person will be an intermediary between the government and
the
the management
workers.
and the workers also.
Oh, beautiful. I think that's a very good sum up when it comes to, because this issue is one that has been generating, and it will continue to generate a whole lot of dust looking at the situation currently on ground. Because in Edo State, I believe we have a lot of Chinese company. Like in my community personally, where I come from, we have over more than 5 Chinese companies, and these are issues that keep rearing its head, with people coming out to say that workers are not being treated fairly. So it's a call on the government to intervene. It's also a call on the company on their part for them to come and make a public statement about this, because it's still a developing story, and we'll definitely keep track of this story for you as time progresses. So thank you. Would like to know what your comments are regarding this particular situation happening at Utesi community here at Ikpoba-Oha local government area of Edo State. What do you think in terms of workers' welfare? And how do you think the government can actually intervene at this particular situation? Because the community people, they are very angry. And you can see it in the protests. They are protesting, saying, no, we have to shut down the operations of this company. And that's where we'll call it a wrap on the first segment. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll give you the headlines in the newspapers. Do stay. All right, thank you for still being there with us. It is done on VOSTV Nigeria. We are live on Facebook, live on YouTube. If you're joining us this morning, I'd like you to register your presence. Yes, you know I'd always ask you to do that. It's a weekend, and so let me hear your happy weekends to me and to every other person right here. So do well to drop your comments in the comment section, and of course, for you to also enable us, help us to spread the news, help us to spread the gospel, they will say. Do well to share this video with your loved ones in your WhatsApp communities, and let people know that we are live. Let's make some noise about this. And lastly, I'd like you to give this video a thumbs up. Yes, give it a thumbs up. Like it so that it can help to help us in terms of YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much if you have have done those three things. Thank you. All right, now let's quickly move over to our newspaper headlines. We'll be starting off with The Punch this morning. On the front page of The Punch, why we tracked arrested kidnappers' family, says President Bola Tinubu. The writers on that story, abductors wanted us to release their detained members, pay ransom, says President. We were prepared to finish with terrorist families, he says. Militants from Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, fueling Nigerians' insecurity, says President Bola Tinubu. So, it's the president speaking there while he received the Olubadan of Ibadan yesterday, saying that the terrorists who kidnapped the Oriri students and teachers, that they refused to pay ransom, not because the money wasn't available, but because of the second demands that the terrorists were making, which is to release their members that were already in police custody. And the president said that there's no way that they would release their members. And he also touched on some other things. So looking at the fact that the president has made a stance on saying no to ransom payments when it has to do with kidnap, and we know the success that is recorded. He also spoke on the fact that the reason why he increased the army division from 8 to 12 was so that the issue of insecurity can be tackled. So looking at all of this, going forward, can we now say that our government are ready to fight insecurity heads on?
Okay. Insecurity. Insecurity is something I would say that almost all Nigerians came to meet. It's been incessant. And trying to tackle insecurity should start from the grassroots. Okay. You can't tackle something from the top. The best way to address an issue, or the best way to solve an issue, is to kill it from the roots. Just like you are uprooting a tree. You can't start uprooting a tree from the top. It will still grow up. But if you cut it down from the roots, there's every tendency that it will not grow up. So the same thing with insecurity.
But it takes more effort to cut from the down.
It
than
takes
for
more,
you to just chip off the branches of a tree.
It takes more effort to cut from the down. But if you should just trim the branches, it will still sprout out.
That's very true.
And sprouting out again will now come in double fold. But now relating it to insecurity, I would say that to a certain extent, the government, they are doing the best they can. And if you bring it down to Edo State, some time ago, the governor came out and said that anybody caught in kidnapping, be you guilty or not, as long as, or be you the ringleader, or you are a member of the gang, as long as such a person is caught and found guilty, it will be public execution at the popular King Square. Now, that's a step in the right direction.
Okay.
Now, the thing is, for the national, we know one thing about insecurity. Insecurity it cannot be stopped. Sorry to use that word, but it can only
be reduced. All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, speaking about other issues, let's now move over to our next newspaper, the Guardian newspaper, where we are tracking the story for the Osun Guba polls. Yes, talking about the Osun election that is coming up August 15. The story here says fresh claims, counterclaims overshadow Osun peace accord ahead of polls. So we know of the story, brought you the story yesterday, that the SSG to the Osun State governor was arrested on the basis that he was caught with a stash of voters' card and some other incriminating thing. And this is the Osun State governor coming out to say that the allegations against his SSG is not true, and that the ruling party, talking about the APC, is trying to intimidate Accord members. Even the Speaker of Osun House of Assembly came out to say that there's a threat on his life. Then the APC is now calling for the resignation of the arrested SSG, who has now been released after spending a night in prison. And as at yesterday, the Osun governor and other political parties signed a peace accord. And looking at this particular situation surrounding this election, how viable is this peace accord? I mean, just yesterday, my colleague here discussed about pre-election violence going on in Delta State. So how can we say that looking at this Osun State election with all this controversies going on, how possible is it that this election will be free and fair and also ahead of 2027?
Osun State is one of the states in the western part of this country that has been in the news. Osun and Oyo states. Mostly Osun State, because the incumbent governor came in through one of the opposition parties and is recontesting from the stable of another opposition party. And the Nigeria we are having now is gradually, let me use the word, gradually turning into a one-party state. We have 36 states. Out of the 36 states, we can only say not more than 4-5 states are of the opposition party. 30 states, I can hit my chest to say 30 states are of the ruling party. And that was not how it was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Now, Osun State election, it will be fair and fair if the the authorities allows it to be free and fair, or if they want it to be free and fair. We've seen a situation where elections were conducted, results were being counted, and a sitting governor was driven out of the collation center. I don't want to call names. Like, it went viral. A sitting governor in his own state, as the chief security officer of the state, was driven out, not by policemen, but by thugs, out of a collation center where he has every right to be in. He was driven out and nothing happened.
Well, a lot of conversation around that. Thank you so much for your input. Let's quickly touch on our last newspaper this morning as we wrap up this segment of the show. And the story we are tracking for you from the Vanguard newspaper: federal government Labour clash over use of fuel subsidy removal savings. Savings used to service increase workers' salary. Others. Then that is coming from the from Oyedele, yes, talking about the Minister of Finance. Then the second writer says, you are economical with truth. Labour tells federal government, DS Finance Minister to produce evidence on salary claims. So yes, the Minister of Finance have come out to give a detailed report of how the savings from the fuel subsidy removal was being used, and now there's a backlash between him and Labour saying you're not telling the truth, and him is saying no, this is the truth. We use it to service the 70,000 naira minimum wage that was added.
We are still battling with this Labour Congress and federal government's minimum wage battle. Like, there's literally no day that this country, its news story will not come out. Like, a popular presenter would say, Nigeria is like, let me say it in pidgin, Nigeria be like fowl. Now every day they see new husband. So the problem in Nigeria is every day. It's either a new problem or a follow-up of the old problem. And this federal government and Labour saga, I'm not sure it will end. 1, 2, the amount that Labour Congress is asking the federal government to pay, it's quite on the high side.
Okay.
That does not dispute the fact that they are not entitled to those amounts.
Okay.
But it is quite on the high side. So imagine such an amount leaving the coffers of the federation, what it would do to the economy. So I believe Labour Congress should just find a way around this issue, and if it's possible to be paying it in installments. Let's not forget the one of ASU is also there.
Okay.
And
That's another
that's another
conversation.
conversation for another day. Because the one of ASU has been long existing, right from 2 administrations ago. They are still battling it. So, this whole federal government, Labour, ASU saga is a triangle. From one, is either federal government and Labour Congress,
On
or
one end,
federal government and ASU at the
ASU.
other end. It's the triangle that it's the two of them can never, let me not use the word, okay. They might meet, but for now, they can't meet
They are not meeting right now. Well, we hope that they will meet and these issues will come to an end. And with that, we call it a wrap on this first segment of the show. Thank you so much, Destiny Ago, for being with me on this
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, do stay with us, as coming up next is another segment.
My country people, now VOSTV Nigeria be the cocoa. We dey into ogbonge news, whether na political news or political rally for your party. We stand gidigba. Not be only that one, oh, we dey cover all kinds of events, birthday party, wedding party, burial ceremony coverage, graduation ceremony. We dey even do inter-sport event coverage wey go showcase your school to many people. Even if na to cover national sport. Also, for your church event, anniversary, crusade, or harvest, we get professionals wey sabi this work well. VOSTV, then they tested, trusted, and reliable. Una fit contact us for 82 First East Circular Road, Benin City, or make una call us for this number 080-2254-7837. Make una follow us on all our social media handle. If una dey think the best, think VOSTV.
Thank you so much for still being there with us. This is the discussion segment, and today on the show we are talking about a recent debate that has been trending among Nigerians. Yes, the call to boycott Tyla's, South African music artist Tyla's Lagos concert that is billed to take place December 22. A lot of Nigerians have argued that following the xenophobic attacks on Nigerians and other Africans in South Africa, therefore, Tyla should not be allowed to hold a concert in Nigeria. According to details of the concert, Tyla wants to hold a world tour titled A Pop, which is a part of a song that she released, and it's spanned to go across 11 countries, of which Nigeria is the only African country that was mentioned among, aside from South Africa, our own country. For those who argue that the concert should not take place, they say that she never came out to speak against the xenophobic attacks that have been taking place in our country. And therefore, since she's silent about it, she encourages it, she should not come to the country. Persons like Very Dark Man have also expressed his grievances against the proposed concert, saying that nobody should attend. On the other hand, people like Omoloye Sowore has come out to say that no, the artist should not be victimized for what is supposed to be the fault of the government of South Africa and of Nigeria. Then there's another twist to it, which is the allegation that our very own music superstar, Ara Star, and her team were denied entry into South Africa by South Africa immigration, therefore stalling our engagement. So, Kogi North Senator have come out to say, Senator Natasha Akpoti say that if that is confirmed to be true, then the same treatment should be meted on Tyla. Although as of the time of this report, the concert has been cancelled. However, the conversations around if a music artist or if inter-boundaries should be, if a music artist should not be allowed, or artists, a song should not be allowed in a country when there is tension between two countries remains. And that is what we are talking about today on the show. And with me on the show this morning to talk about this conversation is our very own in-house analyst, who happens to be a lobbyist and a civil society activist. I believe is the best man to speak on this. Good morning, Comrade Riabo.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming to the show. It's a Friday.
Of course.
One of your favorite days.
Yeah, it's a happy day for me. I'm always happy once it is Friday.
Yes. Now, let's start off with the call for boycotting Tyla's concert. Is it justified looking at the current situation going on in South Africa, with South Africans saying no, leave our country, we want to stay in our country, and meanwhile another South African is coming to hold a concert in another country where citizens have been mistreated?
Of course, when I heard about it, I'm one of those who said Tyla have no business coming to Nigeria. Because she did not use her celebrity disposition to speak against the xenophobia. She's supposed to use her position as a celebrity. This is a person who walked around the world and said, well, South Africa, this is not our position. This is next to us. We cannot invest on this. And it's short on all of us. We should collectively chase her away. I mean, collectively, because that kind of nonsense cannot continue. We can't continue to endure it. That's the point when I listen to my very good friend Moyole saying, no, we should not victimize. Where we see where Nigerians were being killed, Nigerians were being massacred there in the name of xenophobic attack. She did not speak out. Now you are coming to Nigeria to come and say we should come and honor you, we should come and be a part of. She's come. Do you know how much she tell her to wreck away from Nigeria? Do you know how many properties Nigerians have lost as a result of xenophobia in South Africa? Do you know how many of urban Nigerians have been killed? Do you know, as of today, there are some persons who came to Edo say, if it's not because of the intervention of the government, some of them will not be able to feed again. Therefore, they are telling me, somebody is speaking on the air, we should not victimize. If there is anyone more than victimization, we should use it for Tyla, so that they will also know that we are a country who believe in ourselves. She had the opportunity. She is not the first celebrity we have. The Earl of Lucky Dube, she was singing against the apartheid struggle. He love making a move and the whole world was taking him serious. He's a celebrity and a music icon who believes that he can use his own reach out mechanism to talk to the world. But in this case of Tyla, she was busy, not interested, or because all of them have endorsed it. I am convinced that an average South African have endorsed it. It's only somebody
but
like
she never came out openly to say she has endorsed it.
No, indecision is a decision. For her not coming out to speak, it's a direct implication that she have endorsed it. It's only Julius Malema who spoke against it and said, no, we can't continue to live as an animal. We can't be living as if the whole world belongs to us. But she was there. She did not say anything. And you are telling me because the more reason why she need to even be punished in Nigeria is because she did not speak out. Because when things are going wrong in the society, if the elders don't speak, children will keep vulture and eating, thinking they are eating chicken. On this level, as a celebrity, I see her as an elder who's supposed to speak out at when necessary to tell to his people, I am moving from one country to country. Nobody have harassed me. Nobody have harassed my platform. Why will you people do this?
Okay. Now, on the point of Omoloye Sowore, he argued that it is not the place of entertainers to intervene when there are issues between countries, but mostly it is the place of the government, saying that the government are the ones who have failed and not the entertainer, that she should be left alone and not victimized.
No, my dear comrade got it wrong on this. In anywhere you find yourself, no matter the position, once you are an influencer, because Tyla is an influencer now, it's a global icon. The world recognizes. Once she speaks, she's making a point. It's just like Omoyole. Once he's speaking, he's making a point. These are persons who have followers. By the time he say, no, we cannot continue like this in South Africa, people will listen to her. But she was not able to do that. And Omoyole cannot now hold a brief for her that we are victimizing her because it's supposed to be between a country and a country. Where does government derive its power? Is it not through the people? If she mobilize the people against the government and say if this is what the government is supporting, the people are not supporting, it could be a different game entirely. Those who lost their life will be alive today. Nigeria that was ceremoniously flushed out of South Africa could be there. There are some persons who can no longer make a living because of what happened in South Africa and the way Amala they treated the fellow Africans. Therefore, Omoyole need to be schooled on this, that I know that she might have issue against Nigerian government or any government across the globe, but this is the time to talk about humanity. What is humanity? Humanity is that you should love your neighbor as yourself. One of the cardinal points is that you should love yourself. Therefore, if Tyla refused to demonstrate that love to us in South Africa, she cannot only condemnously come to Nigeria and expect that kind of treatment. No.
But you raise the point of the fact that she is an influencer.
Of course.
Do you believe that as an influencer, she has in one time to openly endorse the protest by South Africa?
Of course, of course.
Does she have enough power to counter what a president has endorsed?
It's not about enough power. It's about speaking out. You will take your mind back in Nigeria during the SARS. You know, most celebrities in Nigeria, they did not only speak out, they came out. What does that show? That was how we were able to gather that kind of momentum. That was how you see the numbers of persons who were now saying, we need to reform SARS. They cannot continue to do what they have been doing. Because celebrity, those are the influence of celebrity. They are influencers, whether you like it or not. People, you can't compare people are not influencers to. Some of them have over as 10 million followers. If that followers, so about 2 million might just be, it can be seen there as a demigod. You know, people have a way of worshiping fellow human. They take it to the next level. This is the class those kind of personality been also. Therefore, speaking out could have been very interesting. Is someone not speaking out against the Nigerian government today? Has he been in the same position, in the same page with Nigerian government? Is he not speaking out? As some persons not following, people not taking him serious? Why is he not saying that Tyla should not be punished for the sin? She committed a sin against humanity. She also committed a sin against the people who are promoting her. By coming to Nigeria, she's coming to make money. Is she not coming to make money? And that money will be paid by Nigerians? In the second way, Nigerians are being killed on daily basis in your country. You cannot speak out? No, now. She cannot eat her cake.
I would like to hear what you have to say about this. Should a single artist be victimized, according to Moloye Sowore, for something that is happening between two countries, or between a country and other countries, which is South Africa now versus other African countries? Or should Tyla have actually spoken up? Was she wrong to have remained silent? Was she supposed to have used her platform to voice out against this? And does silence means that she endorses this? We want to hear your points in the comments, so do well to drop a comment as we look forward to reading from you this morning. All right, now back to the conversation, comrade. Looking at the fact that those who are in support that she should be left alone, they're arguing that music is just like football, something that is supposed to unite people, and therefore one person should not be restricted or punished. Music should not be taken away from others because of what is currently going on between South Africa and Nigeria. What can you say about that?
No, those who argue, with due respect to some of them who have argued in this line, the argument is baseless. This is not the first time we have seen an arrangement like this. You recall there was a time during Abacha era where the Nations Cup, Nigeria football team, because they believe that we were under a dictatorship, we did not attend that this thing. Because of the love, the spirit of bonus that associated with it. It's even more prepared. I wish she spoke out at when necessary that I am a celebrity. I will be going to Nigeria so time. On the 22nd of December, I have a concert in Nigeria. I don't want to be treated like this. Oh, my fellow friends who are also from there. And then, let us live as one Africa. She did not say that. By the time she maintained that silence, it's an endorsement. Because once you are sitting down, something is going on in your presence, and you say you will not speak, by implication, you are endorsing it. And that is the point I said. Those who have argued otherwise, I beg them to go back to history, to go back to records and correct their thinking, because it's absolutely wrong for you to say that we are victimizing. The issue of victimization don't need to even arise. It's an eye for an eye. We're in the point of no negotiation. Because what the South Africans have done to us, it is only the talent that we also... I am one of those who believe that South Africa's invested in Nigeria by now have to also undergo the treatment that's been given to Tyla now. Because they have to look for any way, any South Africa in Nigeria inclusive, any South Africa in Nigeria now need to be properly monitored. Anything we can do to make sure that we also made them to leave this country, we have to do it. South Africa, in terms of number, they are not on the same page with us. When South Africa was engulfed during the apartheid struggle, the Nigerians were on their streets. It's not only, I know what they just declare war on the black, because they are not doing that to the Chinese, not to the Americans.
Does retaliation not amount to disunity? And
the issue of disunity doesn't even arise, because the day you are telling a baby not to eat, you are telling your baby don't eat, go and sleep. You are really telling that baby that you will not also enjoy a good sleep, because throughout the whole night the baby will be crying. Once a man we're told in those picking when you tell mama say no will sleep, you know will see sleep, and that is where we are now. This is not, we are now, it's not about South Africa. What they have done to us, to Africa, is what we are fighting for. That any South Africa investment, any of them coming to Nigeria to showcase anything that by way he's making profit or making money, we have to declare war on them by not attending, by disassociating ourselves for them, by saying that they are not even capable enough. I'm even wondering why would Nigeria diplomats want to even give them a visa to Nigeria in the first place, because our own very own was also treated like that. Our own very own was
still
also
an allegation.
That's why yes, they are doing this. We also know what happened.
Okay, now speaking about other South African investments, I know that we've brought up the conversation here on the show before, where our very own comrade Adams Oshomole said that investments like MTN and even ShopRite should be handed over to the government. So looking at the fact that these attacks continue, should that be considered?
Yeah. They have refused to embrace civilization.
So you are saying we should disassociate ourselves?
If it is possible, the Nigerian government should consider those options. Those options are very viable. It's an option that we should consider. South Africa we also know, because our businesses were not just destroying South Africa. Some of them were confiscated. You know the numbers of Nigerians who erected buildings that were confiscated by them. And South African government, through their ministers, saw that they will not give us, they will not pay any compensation to us. And we are taking their job. What kind of job are they taking? They are coming here to take our job. Is it not coming here to take our job?
Who are working in this establishment, like workers? We have Nigerian workers.
That is what. That is you. Don't you see the adjective that was used by the comrade Oshomole? You remember? You record the adjective he used. Yes. We are not saying that these people will not have job. It will not be managed by us, so that these people can be doing the South Africa considered that when they were chasing our people away from them. Do they consider that some of them are also working with our establishment? They did not consider. But because of our own goodness, our unique nature, we are saying, well, the business will remain, but they cannot enjoy what they're supposed to be enjoying, and which is fair enough. South Africa was not, they are not fair to Africans. Therefore, anybody who is now coming to say, oh, let us consider South Africa, let's do business with them, let's be fair to them, the person is not different from a rabble rouser. He's just looking for attention. It's an attention-seeking person. That is how I view all those persons who are saying, hey, we are victimizing this, and it was not the machine that was responsible. At her own level, she is already an institution that people are taking serious. By the time she makes a statement, that will have a way to affect South Africans. Okay. The Julius Malema not makes a statement. Some persons know. Well, by the time he addresses, some of them they withdrew from their battle.
All right. Now, looking beyond Tyla herself as a music artist, what lessons should other entertainers or persons of influence learn from this when something is going on in terms of social issues?
Social issues also have to do with economic issues. Social issue does not work alone. Don't move solo. Have to do with economic issue. Once you have issue in your hand, at your hand that you call this, then all entertainers and influencers should also speak out. You understand? As of today, very dark man. By the time he was one of those who said this Tyla should not be allowed. People should not honor it. Nigeria started building on that. You go to social media, you see Nigeria were not reacting because it's an influencer. All the entertainers, they also have a way of coming out. Very just now we saw in Osun State when Davido went to go and campaign for the uncle. You can see the number of crowd and how people honor him. These are entertainers. Even at the time, if Nigeria want to come with policy, the government across the globe want to come with policy, they mobilize entertainers who they view that these are influencers who can talk to the people because people take them very serious. On the side of that, government over the years mobilized influencers, entertainers, icons to come and talk to people, and it have worked. And therefore, on the strength of this, I expect all entertainers to also speak out in critical times when society is undergoing process. And that, because I just stated just now that during ESAs, entertainers, they all came out. Most of them came out to support it. And that was why it was very impactful. Now, if anything is going on as an entertainer, would the nurses speak out? Don't run away from, say, if I talk, they will say, oh, it's politics. Because once government policy is affecting the people negatively, they will not have what it takes to promote you, to promote
That's
your
true.
business.
All right.
You know?
Thank you so much, Comrade. You have really spoken extensively on this matter. Yes, we've been discussing about the call to boycott Tyla's, South Africa Tyla's Lagos concert, which thankfully, will I say thankfully, has been cancelled because of the heated debates that has been going on in Nigeria about it. And I would just like to hang on Comrade's last comment. It's important that whatever platform you have, you use it to speak up for others, because a time will come where those same persons will speak up for you. But if you refuse, reverse will be the case. It's on that note that we'll bring the discussion segment for today to an end. Dawn on VOSTV still continues, as coming up next is our sports segment with the clinical striker who scored 7 goals in 3 minutes. Just stay with us.
My country people, now VOSTV Nigeria be the cocoa. We dey into ogbonge news, whether na political news or political rally for your party. We stand gidigba. Not be only that one, oh, we dey cover all kinds of events, birthday party, wedding party, burial ceremony coverage, graduation ceremony. We dey even do inter-sport event coverage wey go showcase your school to many people. Even if na to cover national sport. Also, for your church event, anniversary, crusade, or harvest, we get professionals wey sabi this work well. VOSTV, then they tested, trusted, and reliable. Una fit contact us for 82 First East Circular Road, Benin City, or make una call us for this number 080-2254-7837. Make una follow us on all our social media handle. If una dey think the best, think VOSTV Naija.
All right, good morning. All right, good morning to you, and of course, it's another weekend. Of course, when it comes to weekend, you know that yes, a whole lot of excitement in the air, and of course, in the world of sports, a lot is going down. And of course, we are done with the festive World Cup season, and now, of course, club football is bouncing back. A whole lot of, in a matter of weeks, talking about the English Premier League will kickstart. Of course, the Italian Serie A, the Spanish La Liga, and what have you. So, and a whole lot of transaction is going on right now. A lot of players are making move from one club to the other. And of course, we are hoping our Nigerian, talking about the strikers that we have, our midfielders, our defenders, should be able to up their level this transfer window. And I was actually looking at Osimhen come into the picture, but for the likes of Real Madrid and Barcelona. But from the development we are getting now, it appears they are looking away from him. Perhaps, but Galatasaray trying as much as possible to tie him down. All right, so it's on that note, I welcome you to another exciting edition of Sports segment on the morning show. I remain your hottest striker, the clinical one, the one that scores, of course, 3 goals in just 7 minutes. So I'm ready to do that this morning. Don't get it twisted. All right, so let's start from the home scene. Yes, where the Nigerian Football Federation Executive Committee member Aisha Folade has urged Nigerians to keep faith with the Super Falcons following their 3-2 defeat to WAFCON debutant Malawi in their opening Group C match at the 2026 Women African Cup of Nations in Morocco. The disappointing result has left the 10-time African champions under pressure ahead of their remaining group fixtures. And of course, but Falade insists that the setback should not define a team that has built an enviable legacy over a decade. While acknowledging the disappointment of the defeat, Falade stressed that the players and technical crew were hurted by the loss. The Super Falcons will seek to revive their WAFCON 2026 campaign when they face Zambia Copper's Queen in their Group C Match Day 2 fixture on Saturday at Madina Stadium, Rabat, Morocco. They will conclude the group stage against Egypt on Wednesday. Yes, still in the continent of Africa, moving away from the camp of the Super Falcons right now. Of course, we also have this one from the ongoing Wafu B. Yes, talking about the Flying Eagles. They are doing well in the ongoing Wafu B. Yes, Super Eagles head coach Eric Chell has lauded the Flying Eagles following their impressive win over Togo at the ongoing Wafu B tournament going on in Cote d'Ivoire. Abdul Makaba's side trashed the Sparrowhawks 3-0 in their second Group B encounter in Cote d'Ivoire on Thursday. Chell praised the players for the impressive second half response after enduring a difficult first half opening. The Flying Eagles have already secured a place in the semi-final and top Group B with 6 points from 2 matches. Burkina Faso, their next opponent, are second on 4 points. Both sides will meet on Saturday in a decisive clash to determine the group winners. Now let's move away from the shores of Africa. Yes, now let's move straight to Europe. Yes, a whole lot is going on just after the World Cup. All right, European football governing body UEFA said on Thursday it will boycott the World Cup should FIFA press ahead with the private investor plan. Yes, that's the plan that FIFA is trying to bring on board to bring in private investors into the World Cup stake. All right, and of course, UEFA, they are dissociating themselves from the move. Under the approval, private investors would be allowed to acquire stakes in the company but would remain minority shareholders. The governing body hopes to raise up to $4.2 billion based on valuation of $20 billion for FIFA. If approved, the project could provide each of FIFA 211 members association with a one-off payment of $20 million in early 2027 and increase their funding allocation for the 2027 to 2030 cycle to $8 million to $20 million. Reacting to the development, UEFA President Alexander Seferin expressed his disapproval, pointing out the model has no place in world football. Yes, in a related development, the Confederation of North African, Central America, and Caribbean Association Football, CONCACAF, has formally rejected FIFA proposal to sell stakes in the FIFA World Cup to private investors. The decision was reached after representatives of all the 41 CONCACAF member associations met on Thursday to deliberate on the proposal. According to reports, the meeting exposed growing unease among member nations over FIFA leadership under President Gianni Infantino. Following the meeting, CONCACAF issued an official statement confirming that its member had voted against the proposal. Now let's come back to club football. Yes, a whole lot is going on, and of course, Barcelona and Atletico Madrid are at it again. Yeah, loggerhead over Alvarez. So this time around, Atletico Madrid has taken Barcelona to, of course, FIFA. Yes, Barcelona are hoping to replace veteran striker Lewandowski, who left at the end of last season with Alvarez. Atletico believe Barcelona made prohibited contracts with the 26-year-old attacker to encourage him to force his departure. Barcelona president Joan Laporta said at the start of July his side had made an offer to Atletico for Alvarez, which they would leave on the table for as long as they said. Spanish media reported Atletico have also filed a complaint to the Spanish Football Federation to prevail on Barcelona on the alleged illegal move of their star striker. Atletico Madrid rejected an offer of 150 million euro from Real Madrid for Alvarez in June. Alvarez joined Atletico Madrid from Manchester City in 2024 for a deal worth 85 million euros. Yes, let's move away from the club football now and of course go straight to the biggest showpiece in the whole wide world right now. Yes, talking about the Commonwealth game, and of course our darling queen talking about Amosun is doing it again, but not at its very best. We expected a gold medal from her, but she was able to secure a bronze medal. Yes, the world record holder Toby Amosu mixed out on the chance to win a third consecutive women 100-meter hurdles title at the Commonwealth Games on Thursday, settling for the bronze in the final with a time of 12.60 seconds. Bahamas world indoor record holder Devana Chatton claimed the gold in 12.33 seconds, while Jamaica Megan Simmons took silver in 12.41 seconds. Amosu won her maiden Commonwealth Games title at the 2018 Games in Coast, Australia, with 12.68 seconds, becoming the first Nigerian to win the women 100-meter hurdles at the Games. Meanwhile, Nigeria's Samuel Ogazi Ella and Ediong have also qualified for the men's and women final hurdles. Ogazi, the reigning NCAA champion, underlined his medal credentials by winning the first team semi-final on Thursday in 44-point strong performance in the third. All right, so that does it on the world of sport this morning, and I want to believe that I was able to score 3 goals in the 7.
Well, in this case, I'll say you tried. And thank you so much to everyone who actually scored the 1-hour goal with us yesterday, and every other person who dropped their comments on the show. And that's why we'll call it a wrap on the show for this week. Join us again next week, Mondays to Friday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Same here on the station. Bye for now.